Hi there, my name is Jackson O'Brien. I am the head coffee educator here at Peace Coffee, and today I'm going to show you how to make some cold press with our Toddy Maker. So the Toddy Maker is a way of making cold press coffee or cold brew coffee if you're not from Minnesota and you call your hot dishes casserole for some reason. Cold brew is a very smooth way of brewing coffee. It reduces the bitterness and acidity that's present in coffee naturally, and so it goes down real easy. So if you're not a fan of those flavors in your coffee, then cold brew is a way to do it. Also, it stays good in the fridge for a few weeks, so you just need to go through the making of coffee once, and then you can just have it for whenever you want it. So here's how to do it. So in order to brew some cold press, we're going to need the following things. We're going to need our Toddy brew bucket with its associated handle, stopper, filter pad, and its lid. Along with half a gallon of water, I have a quart in our Toddy server here and a quart in this pitcher here. We also need a full bag of Yeti cold brew. This is the only kind of coffee that I recommend purchasing pre-ground because we're going to use the whole bag. It's not going to have a chance to go stale, and that way our giant grinders that we have here in our factory is going to be able to handle the grinding rather than spending like an hour grinding it with your home grinder. So in order to brew, step one, we're going to take our stopper and put it in the bottom. Make sure you put it in the bottom. Bad things have happened, and I've seen it happen when you put it in from the top. Put it in from the bottom. Next, we put in our filter pad. Because it's nice and damp, it should be very snug and fit inside here. Lastly, we're going to put in our coffee and our water. I recommend putting in about a quarter of the bag at a time and then a quarter of your water at a time, and kind of stack them on top of each other like that. The most important thing is you want to add the water gently. You don't want to really mix it. What we don't want is for the grounds to sink to the bottom of this brew, because then it'll clog it and it'll take forever for it to finish dripping. So here we go. About a quarter of the bag. Just enough, kind of coat the bottom, and add just enough water to saturate that. I'm going to add another quarter of a bag, and add another pint of water. I'll put that second quart of water into my gooseneck kettle. That way it's way easier to measure. Pour that third quarter of grounds in here. We'll pour our final addition of grounds and the rest of our water. Once you've finished adding your water, go ahead and seal the lid. We want this to brew for 12 hours. Now we don't want it to brew at room temperature because it is technically possible for this to develop mycotoxins and mold at room temperature. Remember your food safety, keep it cold. Should brew for 12 hours. You can let it go for longer. Nothing's gonna happen after that point. It's gonna reach a point of equilibrium. A 12-hour brew is roughly gonna taste the same as a 72-hour brew or a 3-week brew. I don't recommend 3 weeks though, that seems like too long to wait. Anyway, we'll be back in 12 hours. All right, here we are the next day. Our brew has been brewing for about 12 hours. All we need to do to finish this is just yoink that stopper out, set it inside our server, let it drain. That process is gonna take about a half an hour or so, find something fun to do. And here we are. We have ourselves our finished batch of cold press sitting in our beautiful glass carafe. In case you're like me and you lose fiddly little parts like this tucks nicely into the handle. You grab some ice. Now what you've got here is some cold brew concentrate. This is going to be great for cutting. One part this to 1 part water for a black coffee beverage, or you can do 1 part this to 1 part cream or dairy or other kind of dairy-like substance for a cafe au lait, like what I'm doing right here. Or, you know, you can get weird with it. Mix yourself up a little cocktail or mocktail, or use soda water. I don't know. You brew you. Skål.